Madhyahridayakashe Chidanandamayo Guru Udetu Satatam Samyak Ajnanatimiraruna Madhyahridayakashe Chidanandamayo Guru Udetu Satatam Samyak Ajnanatimiraruna. In the sky of my heart, may the Guru, in the nature of blissful consciousness, shine well constantly, destroying the darkness caused by ignorance.
Thank you. The inner Guru, for it to shine, first thing it does is it removes what is unworthy. When we, as a seeker or a sadhak or practitioner, finds that we are going nowhere, whatever practice we do, listen to satsang or whatever, and we think we are not moving, and we make this conclusion that we are not having grace or that realization, we need to understand for that grace to manifest, it needs to clear some space. And that internal cleansing keeps happening constantly when we are contemplating on it. When this dust of ignorance is removed, then that is always ever shining. Two things works together, surrender and grace. Surrender is accepting, leaving to that supreme within us, to get that divinity unfolded from within. The one who is having control of things has to open his hands and just leave it. But after you have left it, then you cannot complain. Then you cannot be impatient. And then you just be waiting. That is the symbolic Nandi in front of Shivling in Shiva temples. Just there, just be. Let's say you go stand in front of a pond and you want to see your image in pond, and you are seeing ripples on surface, and you are holding pebbles in your hand, and as soon as the ripples are just going to end, you put another pebble in water, and then again ripples, and then you complained, I can't see my face. To get to that Param Shanti, that bliss, we need to stop throwing pebbles of thoughts in our consciousness. Let that peace dawn, just wait. We keep creating thoughts or attaching to already created thoughts and questioning us that I am not getting that bliss and doubting on the process or whatever we are doing. It is like throwing pebbles on surface of water when we want that water to be still. Because in that stillness, that which is always there will manifest. It is actually manifesting even when you don't know. For you to know what you think you are has to disappear. And what we think we are is only a noise, a disturbance, illusion, ignorance. And when this noise settles, what is always there, that pure silence, you realize it. It is not coming from any external source. It is all within us. And good thing is to know this, we don't have to do anything. When we don't do anything, then what it is, it is. Or we give up doing, then we realize it. It is not about actions the body is doing, it is about doership, ownership, that in us which thinks I am controlling everything and I have to find it. Just watch that. Give up that ownership and just be. This is the moment in which you are not claiming anything, owning anything, desiring anything, rejecting anything, not even considering that there is any entity here. Yes, body is there, thoughts are there, situation is there, people are there. But not counting yourself in any of these objects in your awareness. Thoughts comes in your awareness, emotions come in your awareness. Awareness is our real nature. And awareness is not seeking anything. Thoughts are seeking. An entity which owns these thoughts is seeking. But who are we? If you contemplate deeply, then you will reach this pure silence. Always in your heart. This silence never comes and goes, it is always there. Thought come and go, emotion changes. Silence is perfect. You don't have to do anything to improve its quality. Basically, silence is the substrata, and you are in front of it in form of a noise facing outwardly. And then you say, I don't see it. First thing is, we have to shut up. Then only we can see this silence, or hear this silence, or experience this silence. And the second thing is, for this noise to go away, we have to start looking within. We have to open our inner eye of wisdom, to see it, rather than projected mind stuff which we are interested in all the time. Some people think if they are sitting alone, engaging in thoughts, that is looking within. That is not looking within. Thoughts are also on surface. They are also external. You have to go one step further in. Where witnessing is happening. But this witnessing has no interest in thoughts or activities. Nothing is actually in reality happening. All what we see happening is on surface. Once we correct our position from where we operate, then everything is fine. Right now, from where we are operating is the ego mode, manual mode, always on our toes. I have to do this, I have to do this, too much of planning, too many thoughts, too much of mental activity. Bodily actions are not bondage. Mental activity attached to these bodily actions is a bondage that I am doing. All types of actions becomes bondage, good or bad, when doership is there. And doership comes with this entity which owns this body-mind complex. Understand this is like a middleman which we don't need. We can easily survive without it. And that is our own creation. In some departments, people create many positions, and sometimes they keep couple of positions for themselves. I am a CEO, I am also a manager. Even politicians, sometimes they have more than one portfolio. It is like this. We have given this doership portfolio to our pure self as if in charge of this body mind as an individual. So that play at individual level keeps us on this waveform of good things happening, bad things happening. It is like a very intense movie. Everyone's life is you can make a movie and it can be a successful movie because there are really interesting things. That is the reason why when people meet, especially new people you catch up with, it is so interesting because you find something new. Socializing or watching a movie is the same. You know new experiences or new ways of people. But when you drop this, you move further in. You can still enjoy the bodily actions and things happening or situation. And perhaps you can enjoy now more when you know that you are not involved. Then nothing is affecting you. But mind will say then it can be too boring, that I am not part of anything. Yes, it is boring to the mind. That is the reason why mind dissolves. There is nothing for mind to do. Mano nasha. It is death to the mind, death to the ego. And because we are working from that level, it will drop. So all that fear comes to mind is true because it is the story of mind which is going to finish soon. If you are contemplating so deeply, all seekers go through the same situation: anxiety, fear, and then comes that rest. When you reach the real destination within you. All dramas of experiences unfolding, siddhis, revelations, all this happens in this journey. Pure self is pure. Pure because it has no mind, no individual mind. And it never claims anything. It is pure witness, Sakshi. Here there is nothing else except bliss. Which again, it cannot say it is my attribute. It is what it is. That awareness itself is bliss. It is nothing but bliss. When whole day you are busy in activities, running around, living in a very busy city, and you come back home, you put your legs up and just rest. This is that eternal resting place. You know, when people die, we write rest in peace. May his soul rest in peace. His soul will rest in peace only when he was resting in peace when he was alive in the body. Because the mind goes with it. If you really want, then when you leave body and you really rest in peace, you have to rest in peace now. We are peace. Give up your relationship with your mind, with your thoughts. All relationship is at ego level. Mind has created another entity called ego, to whom it talks in form of thoughts, gives suggestions, creates you as a person, an individual. Then you are there and others are there and this world is there. And there is God somewhere. It even creates division between you and that absolute what you are. It's a wrong notion, and whole practice is notional correction. You move into the space which is always there, where you are not an entity, where you are independent of everything what you see around. Where there is no owner of this body. Body came into being and it will dissolve soon. Awareness at this level where you think you are this body, it is like a transmit It is a station through which you can talk to your own self, who also are in a bodily forms, the same awareness. It is awareness talking to awareness. There is no other. And awareness manifests in forms, but it is same awareness. Your awareness and my awareness is the same awareness. No difference. Other day, David Garvin was asking a question. I think he said to me, he wrote it down in chat box. I'm not sure whether he is here right now. But his question was exactly this. My awareness, is it separate from supreme awareness? Where it comes my, there is ego. Awareness is, if you are claiming your own awareness, then it becomes my God and your God. Then it is only ego. Ego can talk, can pick up any word. There's only pure awareness. That is why sometimes this word self, people think it is myself. It is the universal self. Self is one. The self you can call God. If you don't like the term God, you can call awareness, Brahman, nothingness, emptiness, absolute. All of us are same awareness, but we have a different mind. It is like same eyes, but we all have different colored glasses by which we see the world. So it looks so different to everyone. And that is conditioning. When you realize this truth, then whether mind stays or goes away, or the body stays or goes away, nothing matters. You are established in what you are. You know what you are. Practices drop, teaching stops, nothing is left to be done or not to be done. At ego level, there is always something to be done, something to be accepted or rejected, something to be liked or disliked. And all this is suffering. Sometimes we feel it gives us joy. Have you seen a monkey or a very active bird? They keep moving from here to there to there to here to there. See a butterfly. I think people with superactive minds, God with his compassion makes them monkey or butterfly or something. So they can just use their activity because this human body is not enough for them. When you watch these birds, animals, you will realize that they can't stay still. Their mind is so active. So that supreme with that compassion gives them a body which can fulfill their desires of activity. Some people cannot sit still. If you find them sitting still, they are thinking about what next to be done. They can't be empty. Work is not a bondage. Our doership is bondage. When you realize this, then action is not taking away any peace out of you. You are always peaceful. You are part of this drama only if you stay as ego. An ego gone, you are only witness to the drama, although people in this drama might think you are still involved. But that doesn't matter. All of us are seeking happiness, whether we seek happiness in activities or in different addictions, but we all look for happiness. Once you know that you are that happiness, then most of our actions drop. Yes, situational, what body needs to do will happen, and it happens in the most beautiful way. Other day, someone was talking about Bhagavan on Bhagavan's Jayanti, that whatever work he did was with utmost perfection, whether cooking, whether making his walking stick, simple things. Because there is no rush to do next thing. Time is always in our mind. Abiding in pure self, there is no rush for anything. Because there is nothing which is more important than this moment. This moment is the most important. We only have this moment. Mind creates that next moment would be better, or we have to look for next thing. And our conditioning is like that. Everyone says you should take care of your future. All our life we are thinking about that future which never comes. Planning for future. So just be. You can use this as a mantra to remember yourself that you are pure awareness. Whenever you get involved in mind traffic, have a pause, have a silence. Even if there is delay in response, just be there. It will save you from a lot of arguments. If you can wait long enough, you will realize, not you, but even the other person will realize that we were going to have a fight or argument for complete irrelevant thing. Because your energy, your pure energy emanating from the self, will drop all this story. Even others will feel that you are not acting from ego. They will feel your presence. We all can be those transmitters of pure self. And in that way, we all can do more good to the world, what we see, than good work done through ego. Peace to us and peace to others is the real help, I believe. And this peace we cannot create, it is always there. When we give up our tendencies to analyze, to judge, to like, to dislike, we don't have desires, long list of desires to fulfill. You have taken up all the work what your mind does. Because mind's job is to keep thinking all the time. When we give these inputs to mind, when you're not giving any work to the mind, then what is left is pure self. And that is what we all are. And this is grace of that divine. Then you and divine are one. Because you are interested only in that divine, you are interested in that God, godliness in you is that, then you become that. Because you love it, you admire, you respect, you work for it, and you become it. We have so many friends. Your friends can be on big positions. You might be knowing a premier or a prime minister or a president. How close you are to that person. He can return some favors, give you something. But can he make you what he is? But God does that. When you love him, he makes you himself, not other than him. He does not keep you below him. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that. Nobody can say I am that. You know that. How compassionate that Supreme is. He does not give you grace, He gives you Himself. He makes you Him only. You want to know secrets of life? He makes you that so you know everything. What He wants in return, just love. Not even love. You're longing to be that. And that is your own longing. You want to be that? He says, okay, you are that. But if you are interested in what is around you, yes, that's okay. Then you take it. I'll give you. So now it is your choice what you want. If you want Him, He will make you Him. If you want things, He will give you things. But to get things, you have to work for those things in a way. You have to do some action with doership. To know Him, you just have to have that longing, that's all. But here applies one more rule, all or none. You are for Him or you are for things. Get deeper in your understanding this truth of your own life, nothing external to you. To know yourself, no need to believe in any religion, no need to believe on anything. Love and respect that pure energy in your heart. All external things we have learned in this world. But with that knowledge, we all were born, and it is still with us. Make this mind which moves outwardly, make it inwardly. Be in love with yourself. So much so that you have no interest in anything else. And no hate to external things. If they are happening, you accept it. But be with that self. A man with wisdom, his inner eyes are always open. He's always connected to the source. He is enjoying his bliss from within. And he moves and he does. It appears that he does. He doesn't know that he is doing anything. He has no burden of any doership. He might sit in a cave or he might be doing many tasks, but internally he is always empty and free. This happiness is coming from the Absolute. And happiness coming from Absolute, we call it bliss. And it blesses not just one body, but it blesses all bodies. It blesses the air, blesses everything. And who knows about it? Who gets benefit out of it? The one who is also looking for the same fragrance, same bliss. Otherwise, Ramana Maharshi or Buddha or Christ must have lived, and people might have lived in the same street or same city, never impressed, never met them. But then people might have come from far and received what they wanted. We all have this such a precious thing within us, and we should not waste our life not unfolding this jewel in our heart and being dead one day without knowing it. And knowing this is not against your job or your family or what you're doing. Perhaps knowing this will improve everything. With only difference, it will take away your anger, your fear, your greed. But maybe you will be more in abundance. But then nothing matters. Only at ego level we feel like that. Unending wants and desires. Knowing this, all wants and desires disappear. Because now we know that all desires were actually for this only. But we were searching it in the outside world. When we become devotee of our own self, we fall in love with everything because everything is that self. Everything is same without any difference. And everything is divine. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.